Is it possible for active police criminality to be in policy for a local police department? I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is a situation that happened in Mesa, Arizona, and ABC 15 in Arizona's Dave Biscobing covered this, and he did a fantastic job exposing the criminality of these, I don't know what else you call them, but badged, uniformed street thugs. I'm going to go over some of this, and we're going to make some comments along the way, but there is an update on this police officer named Rudy Monarrez. Check this out.
An update tonight from the ABC 15 investigators. A violent arrest. Mesa police knocking a man unconscious at a quinceañera.
The officers repeatedly punched and kneed him in the head, then wrote false reports about what happened.
ABC 15 chief investigator Dave Biscobing broke the story, but Dave's never done after just one report.
So before we go on with this update, the initiation of force on an innocent man, beating him unconscious, and then lying about it on reports are about to be covered up by the Mesa Police Department while everything was recorded on multiple body cams. If they're going to do this while the cameras are rolling, what are they doing when they don't think they're being recorded?
Digging to find out more, and he's found one of those officers has a history of complaints and has his name on a special coin that celebrates police violence.
Now, a few things up front here. One, this case is now a lawsuit. Two, Mesa police officials don't think their officers did anything wrong. And three, the officer who pushed that man, he has a current internal investigation for another issue. He has past use of force cases, and his name is on the challenge coin you're about to see.
Challenge coin, let's just call it what it is. It is a police brutality coin where they sanction and they endorse and they encourage the brutality foisted on the people they're supposed to be protecting and serving. This is what it is. This is what we're talking about.
October 2022, Daniel Barraza was left bloody, beaten, and unconscious.
I think he's unconscious, so.
Here's how it began.
What's up, man? What's going on? I don't know. Apparently there's a fight or something. Want to have a seat? We'll talk about it?
No, I don't need a fight. I don't need a seat. What do you need?
Hey, explain what happened with the quinceañera.
Ma'am, yeah.
We got told before fighting.
Okay. We're going to talk to him.
Okay, the other man.
Boom. Watch this. Watch this. I'm just going to go back 5 seconds.
Okay.
Look how far he is away from the cop. Here's what happened mentally, psychologically. The cop didn't like the fact that Daniel Barraza didn't want to talk to them about anything. Daniel is self-sufficient. He wants to deal with his own crap. And what ended up happening is that he protected children at this basically girl's birthday party. He protected the children there from the advances of a pervert that was doing bad things to the kids. This guy wasn't invited. Daniel stepped in and showed the guy the door in a way that I'm not going to talk about here on this channel, but shows him the door. The pervert leaves, calls the police. The police show up and they beat Daniel Barraza, the hero of the story, up in front of the kids that he just protected. And the Mesa Police Department is absolutely fine with this. Daniel Barraza, the only thing he's doing wrong in the mind of the cop is he's not talking to us. How dare this guy not give us information? I don't like that. If I want somebody to talk to me, I'm going to force them to talk to me. Daniel Barraza has his arms folded. He's standing about 3 or 4 feet away from the cop. He's not going to give him the information that the cop wants. The cop doesn't like it, and he goes hands-on. He's the initiator of the force, but we're going to find out that that is perfectly within the policy of the Mesa Police Department, and it's okay to do. And now it's like blood in the water. The first cop initiates the force, and then all the other lemming order following cops are like piranha in the water, sensing blood, and they just go on the attack like senseless dogs.
The officer with the push is Rudy Monarrez. Records show he's been with Mesa PD for 7 years, and so far he's been internally investigated 7 times. This is what's called concise employee history. It's 2 pages showing basics about misconduct complaints. Let's start with the most recent. This one is blacked out. because it's a current internal investigation. We don't know yet what it's for. Before that, in 2023, he got verbal counseling for use of force. In 2020, more verbal counseling for conduct unbecoming. And in 2018, he got a written reprimand from a case that was a pretty big scandal. Surveillance video showed several officers knocking a man unconscious at an apartment complex.
And in case you missed it, let me show you where Rudy is here. Here's Rudy Monarrez right here.
This video showed several officers knocking a man unconscious at an apartment complex. That case settled for $350,000. That victim's attorney also discovered there was a challenge coin. The front said, "Doing it right, despite the hype." The back had the phrase "Inglorious Bastards" and the names of several officers involved.
It's a thin blue line police brutality coin that rewards and recognizes and encourages brutality, police brutality.
Involved in that 2018 case, and that includes Officer Monarrez.
New developments in an ABC 15 investigation.
ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius reported on that coin back in 2021 as part of a larger story.
What's unclear at this point is exactly who came up with the idea for the challenge coin and distributed it, and how many Mesa officers, if any, were carrying it around.
Now back to the quinceañera. No officers were disciplined. Mesa PD found all of their use of force was in policy. Records.
Did you hear that? All of their use of force was in policy. Hey, Mesa, Arizona residents, your police department has a policy that endorses this kind of behavior on an innocent man who just got done protecting a bunch of kids from a pervert. How does that make you feel?
Show the officers were there because police got an unknown trouble call. In the parking lot, a man told them he was punched by Daniel. But what the officers didn't know before approaching him was that that other man was uninvited and accused of inappropriately touching underage girls on the dance floor, including Daniel's goddaughter.
That's why you just have to cooperate with us. We came at you super chill and trying to figure out what's going on.
If this is their deranged idea of super chill, I'd hate to see what super aggressive and violent looks like. Maybe this. I'm sure that's within Mesa police policy too.
I'm investigator Dave Biscobing, ABC 15, Arizona.
And Dave will continue digging into this case and follow the lawsuit as it moves through the courts. You can.
Yeah, go Dave. Now, what does this sound to you like? This sounds like the conclusion that they came up with in the Mullen Commission when they investigated the NYPD for police brutality and misconduct. See, there were two investigations. Back in the 1970s, there was the Knapp Commission, and in the 1990s, specifically 1994, there was the Mullen Commission. In both commissions, they concluded that from top to bottom, the New York City Police Department was engaged in widespread, systemic corruption. Let me read the conclusion to you from the Mullen Commission. Today's corruption is not the corruption of the Knapp Commission days. Corruption then was largely a corruption of accommodation, of criminals and police officers giving and taking bribes, buying and selling protection. Corruption was, in its essence, consensual. Today's corruption is characterized by brutality, theft, abuse of authority, and active police criminality. I don't see how anybody can look at what the Mesa Police Department did to the true hero, Daniel Barraza, as anything less than active police criminality, which is in policy in Mesa, Arizona. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. And don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab one of these hard-hitting conversations starting designs you can put on a shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, hat, pillowcase, whatever you want. Become a channel member, but more importantly, know what your rights are and stand on your rights. And I get it. Freedom is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is not having freedom. Give me liberty or give me death. I will see you in the next video.